My name is Adam, and this is my wife, Kelly. We met in 2013 when I was a broke drum teacher trying to build a YouTube career, and Kelly was climbing the retail corporate ladder. We've been together ever since, and after saving all our money for a few years, we bought our first home in 2019, and about a year later, I asked Kelly to marry me. Spoiler alert, she said yes. So a year into our marriage, we had a pregnancy scare, except for us, we were more thrilled than scared, and even though Kelly was not pregnant at the time, we decided that we were ready to start a family. So we started trying for a year. And nothing happened. We had fertility and genetic testing done, but everything came back fine. We were diagnosed with unexplained infertility, which is as disappointing as it sounds. And after about a year and a half of trying, Kelly had her first positive pregnancy test, and we were just ecstatic. But at Kelly's 10-week scan, we learned that there was no longer a heartbeat, and she would miscarry our first child. It would be about another year until Kelly was pregnant again, but finally, about 3 years into our parenthood journey, we learned that our first daughter, Maple Jane Tuminero, was officially on the way. Everything was going fine until Kelly's 20-week scan, where Maple was diagnosed with TGA, or transposition of the great arteries. So the two main arteries of Maple's heart are just reversed, meaning she can breathe in fresh oxygen, but her heart can't pump that oxygenated blood to the rest of her body. So like nervous first-time parents, we spent the next several months learning everything that we could about TGA. Podcasts, watching YouTube vlogs, all the studies and statistics that we could comprehend. But ultimately, Maple would need an open heart surgery called an arterial switch within 1 week of being born. And somewhere along the line, all of this medical chaos began. We had to switch obstetricians. We met with 4 separate cardiology teams, interviewed multiple heart surgeons. We spent countless hours on phone calls with insurance. We had over 20 ultrasounds at 4 different locations, ranging from anatomy and growth scans all the way to fetal echocardiograms to monitor Maple's heart as she grew. Each one of those appointments cost between $600 and $2,000, and none of those were covered by Kelly's insurance at the time. So after a very long, busy, stressful, expensive pregnancy, Kelly's due date rolls around, and after 30 hours of labor, we welcomed Maple into the world on March 2nd. So we had about 2 minutes with Maple before she was taken to the cardiac NICU, and when she was stabilized there, we had her transferred to Nemours here in Orlando for her heart surgery. But it was there that she got her second diagnosis, hypoplastic right heart syndrome, which in layman's terms means that the right side of her heart, or her right ventricle, is too small to function. This was a far more serious diagnosis. It actually requires 3 open heart surgeries instead of that one original heart surgery that we had spent the last 5 months learning about. That original arterial switch surgery was a one-and-done procedure, but our new reality is that Maple will be a cardiac patient for the rest of her life. Now at this time, Maple is out of her first surgery, which involved placing 2 bands around specific arteries in her heart to control the blood flow to her lungs. Those bands basically just buy her time until October, when she'll have her second of 3 open heart surgeries. And she's recovering well. We've been really fortunate that there's no major complications so far, but needless to say, we have an incredibly long road ahead of us still. And you know, we've had months to wrap our heads around what it means to have your infant have open heart surgery, but what we didn't plan for was being totally unable to work for this long. As I'm making this video right now, Kelly is sleeping on a twin-size bed next to Maple in the cardiac NICU at Nemours. I come home at night to let the dogs out and make food to bring back for us, but for the time being, we effectively live at a children's hospital in another city. So let me give you a little bit of context for what this kind of thing costs. Just in the last half of 2023, we spent $20,000 on medical bills. And at the new year, we of course upgraded Kelly's insurance plan to a much, much better plan, but her deductible was reset. So it was another $7,000 before Maple's first surgery was covered. Now, of course, Maple needs her own insurance plan, which comes with a new deductible of $7,000. So we're approaching $40,000 out of pocket in under a year. And it's not just medical bills. Since Maple was born, we spent over $400 a week just on gas and tolls commuting to Nemours every day. And she'll have to return to that building for more surgeries, scans, and checkups for the rest of her life. To stay out of debt, I've sold over $7,000 in musical instruments and studio equipment. I've sold both of my motorcycles. I've downsized my truck, and Kelly has been selling some of her clothes and jewelry. We've given up our hobbies, our favorite restaurants, and many other luxuries just to keep our head above water. So Kelly is able to return to work whenever she's ready, but she doesn't receive any maternity pay, so her income is currently 0. And really, it's up in the air when either of us can go back to work full time. While I'm fortunate to make some passive income as a YouTuber, my income is dramatically reduced when I can't make any content or take on any new projects. I'm recording this video at 1:43 a.m. if you're wondering how my work-life balance is going. Now, I don't want to mislead anyone by saying that Maple won't get her surgeries without your help. All 3 of her surgeries will cost several $1 million over the next 4 years, and the insurance plan that we have her on will cover that at a premium of $700 per month, of course. So our goal is simply to not fall behind on bills like mortgage, insurance payments, credit cards, utilities, and all the other essentials that we have to maintain for these coming months while we have a dramatically reduced income. And once Maple is home, life will definitely get a little bit easier, but with her new diagnosis, we can't say when our life and our income will return to normal. So as much as I hate doing this, we're asking for help. Below this video, you'll find links to her GoFundMe, where we have some more information on her condition and what her treatment plan looks like moving forward. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting our family through this. We are so incredibly grateful for all of the brilliant nurses, doctors, and surgeons that we've worked with, for the encouragement and the love that we've gotten from our friends and our family. But most of all, we're just grateful to have this beautiful girl in our lives. We will get to the other side of this with your help. Thank you, guys.